Hello friends, and welcome to Miss Debbie's Storytime STEM, where we find a little bit of science in every book we read. Miss Debbie's so happy to see you, and I'm so happy you're here to join me. But before we get started with our STEM lesson, let's sing a hello song. Here goes. It's time to wave our hands and say hello, hello. It's time to wave our hands and say hello, hello. I'm so happy that you are here. Are you ready to have some fun? Let's smile and wave our hands and say hello. Hello friends, and welcome again to Miss Debbie's Storybook STEM class. Well, today's lesson is going to be about something that moves things. Have you ever gone outside on a really windy day and the wind is so strong that it moves your hair? You can see flags fluttering in the wind, leaves flying in the air. Well, that is the wind. The wind is moving things. And wind is our scientific word of the day. So stand up on 2 feet and get ready to shout the word wind on the count of 3. And at the same time, I want you to jump up in the air as high as you can. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Wind! That's right, wind is our scientific word of the day. Now, we know that wind moves things, but do we know what wind is? Anybody know what wind is? That's right, wind is air, moving air, and air is all around us. Can we see air? No, air is invisible, but it's like a superhero with superpowers because it can move things around. If you go outside on a really windy day, sometimes you can see flags fluttering. You can see leaves rustling in the wind. And the wind is sometimes so strong that it can knock a tree down. Well, our friends in our book today are having a little bit of trouble with the wind. So are we ready to get started and read our story? It is called Room on the Broom. Room on the Broom. Written by Julia Donaldson and illustrated by Axel Scheffler. Room on the Broom. Let's find out what trouble the wind is causing for the witch and her cat. Now, when Miss Debbie reads this book, there's going to be a part on the page where it says, whoosh, they were gone. Can you help me with that? Can you say whoosh really loud with Miss Debbie? Okay, great. Let's get started. The witch had a cat and a hat that was black and long ginger hair and a braid down her back. Oh, how the cat purred and how the witch grinned as they sat on their broomstick and flew through the wind. But how the witch wailed and how the cat spat when the wind blew so wildly it blew off the hat. Here it is. Blew off the hat. That's a strong wind. Down, cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched for the hat, but no hat could be found. Then out of the bushes on thunderous paws, there bounded a dog with the hat in his jaws. He dropped it politely, and then he eagerly said, as the witch pulled the hat firmly down on her head, she doesn't want to lose her hat, I am a dog as keen as can be. Is there room on the broom for a dog like me? Woof! Yes, cried the witch, and the dog clambered on. The witch tapped the broomstick and, this is your part, whoosh, they were gone. There they go. Over the fields and forests they flew. The dog wagged his tail, and the stormy wind blew. The witch laughed out loud and held on to her hat, but away blew the bow from her braid, just like that. I wonder who's going to help her with the bow. Down, cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched for the bow, but no bow could be found. Then out from a tree with an ear-splitting shriek, squawk, there flapped a green bird with a bow in her beak. She dropped it politely and bent her head low. Then said, as the witch tied her braid in the bow, I am a bird as green as can be. Is there room on the broom for a bird like me? Squawk! Yes, cried the witch, so the bird fluttered on. The witch tapped the broomstick and whoosh, they were gone. Oh, look, looks like there's enough room on the broom for all of them. Ooh, the weather doesn't look too nice. Over the reeds and the rivers they flew. The birds shrieked with glee and the stormy wind blew. They shot through the sky to the back of beyond. The witch clutched her bow, but let go of her wand. Oh no! Down, cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched for the wand, but no wand could be found. I wonder who's going to help them this time. Then all of the sudden, from out of a pond, leaped a dripping wet frog with a dripping wet wand. He dropped it politely and then said with a croak, croak, as a witch dried the wand on a fold of her cloak. I'm a frog as clean as can be. Is there room on the broom for a frog like me? Yes, said the witch, so the frog bounded on. The witch tapped the broomstick and whoosh, they were gone. Over the moors and the mountains they flew. The frog jumped for joy, and the frog's so happy he jumped for joy. What happened? Oh no! The broom snapped in two. Snap! Down fell the cat and the dog and the frog. Down they went tumbling into a bog. Yikes! The witch's half broomstick flew into a cloud, and the witch heard a roar that was scary and loud. Yikes! I am a dragon, as mean as can be, and you, witch, look like a good supper to me. No, cried the witch, flying higher and higher. The dragon flew after her, breathing out fire. Help, cried the witch, flying down to the ground. She looked all around, but no help could be found. Oh no, where are all her friends? The dragon drew nearer and started to drool. He said, I won't let you go. Do you think I'm a fool? Oh, goodness. I hope that friendly witch gets some help. But just as he planned to begin on his feast, from out of a ditch rose a horrible beast. It was tall, dark, and sticky, and feathered and furred. It had 4 frightful heads. It had wings like a bird. And its terrible voice, when it started to speak, was a yowl and a growl and a croak and a shriek. Ooh, that sounds like the sounds that our friends were making along the way. It dripped and it squelched, and it strode from the ditch, and it said to the dragon, Buzz off, that's my witch. Look, it's the dog and the cat and the frog and the bird. They're here to save the witch. Oh, I hope they can do it. Then the dragon drew back and he started to shake. I'm sorry, he sputtered. I made a mistake. It's nice to have met you, but now I must fly. And he spread out his wings and was off through the sky. Yay! The friends scared him away. Then down flew the bird, and down jumped the frog. Down climbed the cat, and phew, said the dog. And thank you, oh thank you, the grateful witch cried. Without you, I'd be in that dragon's inside. Then she filled up her cauldron and said with a grin, "Find something, everyone, throw something in." See her cauldron? She's going to make a witch's brew. So the frog found a lily, the cat found a cone, the bird found a twig, and the dog found a bone. They threw them all in, and the witch stirred them well, and while she was stirring, she muttered a spell. Iggity, ziggity, zaggity, zoom. Then out rose, what do you think came out of the pot? Look, something magic is happening. A truly magnificent broom, with seats for the witch and the cat and the dog, and a nest for the bird and a pool for the frog. "Yes!" cried the witch, and they all clambered on. The witch tapped the broomstick and whoosh, they were gone. Look at that beautiful broom. They have seats, and the frog has a pool, and the bird has a nest. That is truly magnificent. The end. So the witch loses her hat at the beginning of the story. What is to prevent that from happening again? Why, a new and improved hat. We're going to make a traditional style witch hat on our own, and we're going to make sure that this hat stays on in the wind. So the supplies that you are going to need to make this witch's hat are a paper plate, 2 pieces of black construction paper, some scissors, some tape, maybe some stickers if you have them, and some sort of string, something to hold our hat on. I have some twine here, and I have some silver ribbon. You're also going to need a pen or a pencil or a crayon to trace some paper to fit on your paper plate. So the first step in making our witch's hat is to take our black paper and put it down here. Then you're going to lay the paper plate on top of the paper and trace around the plate. Miss Debbie has a pen here, and I am just going to trace around. Just like so. You're still going to use your paper plate, and you are going to cut out your circle. If you need help from an adult with this part, you can ask someone to help you now. And you can always go back and re-watch this video again if you don't have all the supplies with you right now. This video will be on YouTube and it won't go away. So if you want to go back and watch it again, feel free. Okay, so Miss Debbie's going to toss her scraps to the side. Now what I'm going to do is flip my paper plate over so that the dome is on the top. And what I'm going to do is lie down my paper so it matches up with the sides, and this is where our tape comes in. If you don't have tape at home, you can use glue or a glue stick, but this will take a while to dry. So for today's demonstration, Miss Debbie is going to use tape. Now I'm just going to grab 4 pieces here, and I am going to tape this side on top of the paper and then put it underneath the plate. Same with this side. Tape it down and then put it underneath the plate. You can do all 4 sides and tape it down. Voila! Now what we are going to do is flip our plate over, and you're going to find the middle or the center of the plate. Doesn't have to be exact, but Miss Debbie's going to put a little circle right here in the center of our hat. Now we are doing this so that we can make a hole that we are going to slide over the top pointy part of our hat. So what we need to do now is take a pair of scissors. If you don't feel safe enough doing this, I want you to ask for help. But you could use a pen or a pencil as well and poke a hole through the plate like this. Just to start you with a hole to cut through. Now what we're going to do is put our scissors through there, slowly and gently, and then you're going to make some cuts over to the inner circle of your plate. Then you're going to do one this way, and another one this way, another one this way. It doesn't matter how many you make, just as long as you have at least 4 cuts. Okay, there we go. See, there are cuts. Okay, so now we're done with this part of our hat. Miss Debbie's going to put this over to the side. Now we need our other piece of black paper, and we're going to make a cone shape for the top of our hat. All you're going to do is simply pull one side over, like this, and then you are going to wrap the other piece across, just like so. So Miss Debbie will start that again. I'm going to take one corner and I'm going to pull it in so I have a little bit of a hole in the top. Then I'm going to pull the other side over like so. Now I'm going to take a piece of tape again. And I'm going to hold this down. Okay? It doesn't look like it's even on the back, but that doesn't matter. We're going to use these pieces that stick down, and we're going to tape them down on the bottom side of the hat to hold it in securely. So once we have that attached, now that Miss Debbie's hands are free, I can grab a couple more pieces of tape and put a piece down here on the back, like so, and squeeze it from under to make sure it stays on good. And then, most importantly, put another piece on the inside to hold the 2 pieces together. Okay, now comes the fun part. We have our cone. We have the base of our hat. We are going to slide this over and hold it with your hand through the bottom and pull it down. As you go, you can pull it down a little bit more until you're happy with the amount of cone that's sticking out of the top of your witch's hat. Okay, so once you've pulled that down as far as you would like it, you're going to flip it over and you're going to notice that you have your pieces of paper here. So then you are going to take some tape and just tape them down. It doesn't matter what it looks like because you can't see the bottom of your hat when it's on your head, and tape those down just like so. Now we can decorate our hat. Miss Debbie has some stickers here that I got from the dollar store, some star stickers that you can put all over your hat like I did on this one. Or you can use some chalk, some white chalk or colored chalk, and decorate your hat. Or you can use an entirely different color. You don't have to use black to make your witch's hat. And you could decorate it with crayons and markers and make it look special for you. Now comes the challenge. This hat is beautiful, and if we put it on our head, it will balance, but I think a wind would blow it right off. So what should we use, or what do we need to hold this hat on our head? That's right, we need something to tie it onto our head, to keep it on so it won't fall off. So what Miss Debbie has here is some ribbon and some string. You can use yarn as well, anything that you find at home that you can attach that can comfortably tie under your chin and keep your hat on your head. So I have cut out 2 pieces of ribbon here. I'd say about 12 inches long. And I put a little tape on the bottom here, and I'm just going to put it on the underside of my hat and stick it on, just like so. And then you're going to tape the other piece on directly across on the other side, on the underside of your hat. And now we have a witch's hat that will stay on and that pesky wind will not blow it off. Well, that was fun. Now Miss Debbie is going to leave you with another activity that you can do on your own at home when you have the time. What you're going to need for this activity is a bunch of different materials. Miss Debbie wants you to go on a scavenger hunt throughout your home or outside and collect some things that are different weights and different sizes. Miss Debbie has a little stuffed bird here. I have some small little pumpkins, some acorns, some leaves, and a pine cone. Now I could also collect a rock, something super heavy, and maybe some sticks from outside, anything you find. And then what you're going to need is a little fan, or a big fan if you have a big fan at home, and you're going to need a table or floor to put your items on. And Miss Debbie wants you to think like a scientist. I want you to test and see which things your wind will move. But before you try your experiment, I want you to observe your item. Miss Debbie's going to observe my bird. And I'm going to make a guess. I'm going to guess whether or not I think my fan will move this bird. And then I'm going to test to see if I was right or to see if I was wrong. And wrong answers are not bad. We learn from our wrong answers. So then when we go to test something again, if it looks similar to my bird and my bird didn't move the last time, I'm going to remember that. And my next guess might be right. So Miss Debbie wants you to have fun testing some supplies and seeing whether or not the wind can move them. So Miss Debbie had so much fun with you all today. And until we see each other again next week, let's sing our goodbye song. Here goes. It's time to wave our hands and say goodbye. Goodbye. It's time to wave our hands and say goodbye. Goodbye. We've had lots of fun, my friends, and we'll do it all again. It's time to wave our hands and say goodbye. Goodbye, friends. I was so happy to see you, and until we see each other again next week, stay happy and healthy. Bye.